Good morning children. Welcome back to English grammar class. So today we are going to see another interesting lesson from a grammar book. It's direct speech and indirect speech. What do you mean by direct speech? Direct speech is the actual words of the speaker, and indirect speech is one who is reporting the speaker's words. So children, let's have a look what is direct and indirect speech. Imagine two friends are talking in a restaurant. One is Rohan and another is Tina. So after talking for a while, Rohan is about to leave and he said to Tina, I will call you tomorrow. So here, I will call you tomorrow is a direct speech and it is said by Rohan. So it is speaker's words. Now, after reaching home, what did Tina do? She called her friend Reena through phone and she wanted to convey what Rohan had said. So she is reporting that Rohan's words like this. He said that he would call me the next day. So you can see here what Tina had said is a indirect speech. So I hope children you understood what is direct speech and indirect speech. So direct speech is actual words spoken by the speaker and indirect speech is the words reporting by the third person. So now let's see some rules to be followed while using or while converting direct to indirect. Let's see that. So children, let's learn various rules for changing the direct speech to indirect speech. First of all, change in tenses. If the reporting verb is in present tense or future tense, then verb in the reported speech does not change. The only change occurs is that we only add that and remove the quotation mark. For example, he says, I was a fool then. It is in direct speech. So we know the reporting verb, he says, it is in present tense. So the verb in the reported speech, there is no change in that. See, when we are converting to indirect speech, he says that he was a fool then. So that is for the first point. Now let's see what all changes occur when the reporting verb is in past tense. So if the reporting verb is in past tense, the verb in the reported speech will be changing to past tense itself. So let's see some example. So if the reported speech is in present tense, when it is converted to indirect speech, it will become past tense. That is simple present tense, it will change to simple past tense. For example, she said, I can do it. So we know can is a simple present tense. So see the indirect speech, she said that she could do it. Can becomes could. Similarly, simple past is converted to past perfect tense. He said, I killed an ant. We know past tense of kill is killed. Now, what is the past perfect tense of killed? Yes, had, kill. So, that change occurs in indirect speech. See that he said that he had killed an ant. So, same way, present continuous tense, it is changing to past continuous tense. She said, I am reading a novel. We know it is in present continuous tense. So when it is converted to indirect speech, she said that she was reading a novel. Okay, so she was. Am will be changed to was. She was reading a novel. Verb in the reported speech, if it is in present perfect tense, in indirect speech it will be past perfect tense. For example, we said they have done their job. We know have done, it is present perfect tense. So when you are converting into indirect speech, how it is? We said that they had done their job. So it becomes past perfect tense. Now past continuous tense, what will happen? If it is past continuous tense, it will change to past perfect continuous tense. Let's see that. For example, she said, we were laughing uncontrollably. So it is given in past continuous tense, were laughing. Now when you are converting into indirect speech, it is past perfect continuous tense. See, she said that they had been laughing uncontrollably. Okay, so these all changes occurs in the tenses. Now next part it is change in auxiliaries. Auxiliaries we know which are the auxiliaries, that is can, could, would, shall, should, etc. So while changing the speech from direct to indirect, shall becomes should, will becomes would, can becomes could. Let's see some examples. First one, she said, I will buy a computer. So we know will is an auxiliary. Now it is converting to indirect and it is she said that she would buy a computer. So will becomes would. Similarly, I said, I shall try to solve this sum. Shall. It becomes should. I said that I should try to solve the problem. He said, can you help me? So it is converting to indirect speech and it is a question. So we need to ask in this form. He asked me whether I could help him. So in that way the changes occurs. Now if the reported speech contains some universal or habitual fact and all, then simple present in the reported speech is not changed into simple past tense. That is, no changes in the tenses occur. For example, the teacher said the sun rises in the east. So we know it is a universal fact. So when we are converting into indirect speech, there is no change occurs. Teacher said that the sun rises in the east. We don't want to make it into simple past tense. Likewise, another example, let's see. He said the earth is round. He said that the earth is round. So no change is occurring when we are explaining about any universal or habitual fact. Now let's see what all changes occurs in pronouns when we are converting to direct to indirect speech. I, you, my, your will change to he, she, his, her respectively. So let's see some examples. First one, he said, I write a letter. So when we are converting to indirect speech, it is he said that he wrote a letter. So I becomes he. See the next example. She said, my pen is not working. So when you're converting to indirect speech, it is she said that her pen was not working. My becomes her. There are some exceptional cases that there is no change in pronouns. Let's see that. In some cases, in direct speech, the pronouns of the first person are changed in indirect speech to the same person. See here example, I said I will not drive a car. So when you're converting to indirect speech, I told him or her that I would not drive a car. So I pronoun, there is no change occurred in indirect speech also. Another case, exceptional case is that the second person pronouns are changed in indirect speech to the same person. For example, Samir told to him, you have not called me. So when we are converting to indirect speech, it is Samir told him that he had not called him. So here you becomes he. Second person becomes the third person. So that is a change occurring here. Next example it is Suraj said to me he is happy. So when we are converting to indirect speech, it is Suraj told me that he was happy. So here the pronouns of the third person remain the same in indirect speech also. I hope children you understood this lesson, direct speech and indirect speech. So we'll meet you in the next class with the same topic, with the continuation of the topic. Till then, bye.